class he's doing in art foundation, saying his tutor's always telling him, in life drawing classes, to draw what you see and not what you think you see. And I've just been working in school and I'm always telling students to draw what they see and not what they know. And once you actually get that principle, and when you're in the zone of drawing, it's an amazing experience, because you no longer are drawing a head, the arms, all these names that we put to each thing in the world. It doesn't have to be a body, it could be anything you're drawing, so it could be a landscape. And you forget momentarily that you're drawing a tree, and all you're seeing is shapes and tones. And for me, this experience is a peaceful one, and during that process, this world of things and the language we put to everything dissolves, and it just becomes a spectrum of tones and shapes, or colours if you're painting. And I think that's very much me getting out of my box from earlier, Shima's thing. It was just, there's something unifying about the experience of drawing. So, hi Daisy, right, I need to paint a fox. He's a really cool fox. He needs to be doing something, you know, what's he doing, this fox? He's doing an acting. And straight away, without any hesitation, she said, he's flying a kite. That's all she said, he's flying a kite. And it's really dark. I was like, all right, thanks. This project that we're going to be doing here is more than just observing the surface of nature. It's actually looking more deeply past the kind of external tapestry and realising that there's actually fundamental proportions, ratios and universal principles at play in the way, for example, trees grow and sunflower seeds grow. So rather than just drawing a sunflower seed, we're thinking about how a sunflower seed grows. It's one of these themes, recurring themes in nature, and it's the Fibonacci sequence. And some of you probably know about the Fibonacci sequence more than I can explain, but I'm going to try and explain it briefly because it's very much apparent in the installation. So I might use the board. So Fibonacci was an Italian man in the Renaissance who came upon this sequence of numbers where each consecutive number is the sum of the previous two, so on and so forth. And this happens throughout nature, and because I'm a visual person, I find it easier to turn this into pictures. So 1 squared plus 1 squared equals, that's not a very good square, it won't be, equals 2 squared, 1 squared plus 2 squared equals 3 squared, 5 squared, yeah. And this goes on and on and on and on. It's called the golden cut, and what's amazing about it is that if these squares were getting bigger, you have more of a ratio like this, where the ratio between the shorter and the greater is the same as the greater to the whole. So yeah, well, does that make sense? And if you carry on this sequence, you get to higher numbers, and you divide one number by the following number, you get this decimal place, which is 0. Well, what does it go? 16. It's an irrational number, and it goes on and on and on and on. And it occurs everywhere in nature. So, especially in sunflower seed heads, if we were to join all the corners up of these squares, like so, you get this amazing spiral taking place that goes on forever. So if we were to zoom out, the spiral would look the same. If you zoom in, it carries on looking the same. And that's what happens in this sunflower seed head. So it's kind of linked to getting out of those boxes. You get out of one box and then you're confronted by another bigger box, but it kind of goes on. It goes on forever, but that's fine. And so I think I've discovered just now, I think my work is very much about stepping outside of boxes, and my most recent paintings also are about stepping outside of boxes. They're inspired by going travelling and going to India and seeing completely different ways of looking at the world. Before at university, it's kind of the emphasis is on individualism and expressing yourself and like having to say something different from everyone else. But whereas now, having looked at kind of organic growth and the way things evolve, I kind of feel like I'm tapping into some creative process that's already there. I'm the facilitator, and it's kind of a painting that it grows itself and it wants to express itself in a way, and it's a really liberating feeling of just letting that happen. And kind of, I don't know, makes me laugh, and these funny images come from this sort of creative world, and I just feel like I'm just kind of helping them come out, where it's not me, myself, whatever that is, trying to say anything in particular. It just is. And I'm interested how nature grows effortlessly and beautifully, and if we could just be a bit more like nature and grow with that kind of unity and peace, then that would be a good thing. Okay, so about the project, I started it yesterday, and if anyone wants to help me finish it off, that'd be great. If we could all collectively add our own seeds of potential to this seed mandala, that'd be awesome. I think it would look really beautiful. The idea is to cover the whole rug, and I think we can do that in no time at all if we all work together. There's not enough room for everyone in there, so if we all walk across now and just have a look at what's going on, we can perhaps walk around it. And for those of you that are interested, I can tell you how to do it. And I'm going to be working on it for the whole of the weekend, so if at any moment you have a moment, then come and join me. And this is a nice one. These are quite obvious points here. So and so then you'd have 3, 2, 1. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. I think it's just a matter of, don't worry too much if you get it a bit wrong. It's just going to be an approximation. I think it will all average out and look quite beautiful anyway. So we're not all going to be able to do it now, but if anyone does want to start now, just go for it, really. It's probably best to start filling in actually first. And Buddhist monks do this with coloured sand. Yeah, really intricate ones, and they all rotate round as they're doing it, so you kind of move around as it grows. So we actually have a seed like this, you see?
Taking note of that.
One,
probably it's really cool.
2, 3. Shall I offer something in? And they'll get ever so slightly bit. Since you have to come in a bit, so for example here. Yeah, that's what's great about it, is it does it doesn't matter if they get bigger. I mean, just make them. They are.
When you mentioned memory,
I like circular things. What could we have?
Okay. Makes it quite quick, and then you can paint it with your finger.
And then we finish so quickly.
I know, it doesn't take very long.
It's been 2 days.
6 months.
Yeah, I've never had so many people.
no, but like
Mandala in Sanskrit means circle, and according to the psychologist David Fontana, he says A mandala's symbolic nature can help to access progressively deeper levels of the unconscious, ultimately assisting the meditator to experience a mystical sense of oneness with the ultimate unity from which the cosmos in all its manifold forms arises.